Oh my god, here I go. That's why I hate doing this entrance. I was just saying how I stole one of these from my kid. How he polices these things like crazy. So, after he went to bed, I snuck one. Hey, we go down my list. Hey, Princess Megan, Elsa. Hey, Jen. Hey, Boston Nick. Hey, Devil. Hey, Ellie. Hey, Abra. They found Jen Brown today. Oh no, I didn't see that. I'll have to check that out. Hey, Pointer Lover. Hey, TF. Hey, Linda. Hey, Nate. Hey, Crystalline. Yes, live chat is back. So, all right. So, I had this. It's story time because I have to finish my popsicle and I'm frustrated about this. So, I got this case that is supposed to be like waterproof. Kate does glass as well. Thank you. I try. So I had this waterproof phone case, but I noticed that like inside of the case, it started looking like foggy. So I was like, oh my gosh, I feel like moisture's getting in here. I'm gonna take my case off till I get a new one. And I am just like iPhones, I swear, are made purposely so that you break it if there's not a case on it because it's just so slippery. And of course, I dropped it in like the one day that I had the case off. Hey, Packless. And cracked it all over. So I've just been slacking going to get it fixed. But I can't. So like there's a spot in the middle of my screen, I guess, where I dropped it. I can't click anything, but it's like dead in the middle. So I can't even change it to top chat on my phone. And not only that, but my phone is just like ping, 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 like hitting all these buttons and it's like sliding the apps. Like I'll be trying to read and it'll just scroll me down the web page and swipe back and forth between apps. And it won't let me swipe up to like slide the app out. It won't let me swipe up at all. So I'm going to go do it this week. But this is probably like the 85th screen that I freaking paid for. And I'm tired of it. I just need a new phone. Like, it's terrible. Yours was frozen too? Yeah, Thumb Thug was very upset because she couldn't see top chat either, but tried to text her and tell her that I think it's back. And okay. Hopefully she sees it. It's crazy how dependent I was on live chat. It was such a rough day without it. Can I like be can I be honest here? I forget to hit live chat all the time. And it's terrible because I mod, but I do. Like all the freaking time. I forget to hit it. It's terrible. Like and then I'll see someone like putting oh, I don't think so, Diane, because I don't think so. I don't think I have insurance on. Yes, it is a strawberry shortcake ice cream. It's my son. My son always gets strawberry shortcakes ice cream and the Philly popsicles. Now, he will openly share the Philly popsicles with me. He'll be like, here, you can take one. Just don't take cotton candy because he loves cotton candy. But he polices these things hard. And when he fell asleep, I stole one. Yeah, see, I need someone to do live chat reminder. And then when I see it, I'm like, ah, okay. All right. I'm done my popsicle. I couldn't help myself. Sometimes I forget even though I'm always reminding people. I know Pacos, aren't they so good? My kid won't give them up. I have to sneak them. But hopefully he won't notice. But he notices everything. He'll be like, why is there a strawberry shortcake missing, Mom? You're going to tell him tomorrow. Hold on 1 second, guys. Oh, well. I know. I'm in trouble tomorrow when he counts them, for sure. I am. Well, Dad already took one, and he opened the freezer today, and he was like, who took one of my strawberry shortcakes? And he was like, it was Mom. I'm like, no, I didn't do it. And my son went, this sounds suspicious. So, a friend of mine sent him to bed and raid the freezer. That's how you gotta do it when you're a parent, you know what I mean? After bed, all the snacks and all the popsicles get raided. I know other parents have done this in the chat where you have like some good ice cream or something and you don't want to share it, so you like hide it in the back of the freezer so your kid can't find it. I've done that so many times. And I always feel so guilty because I'm like, he'd really like this, but he won't let me eat it. So they are real. Yeah, Dave did it. Yep. It was him. He tried to blame it on me. So I'm gonna blame it on him tomorrow. They are really good ice creams. They're the good ones. Hey, LFT. Oh, we were playing such a fun game the other day. If anyone wasn't there, we'll have to do another game night where we play it. It's called Gartic Phone, and I don't really know how to describe it besides you have to just watch. But it's a fun game. But back to what I was saying. You just hide in the laundry room when I steal their favorite foods. Always a safe bet. No kids go there, right? Yeah, that's or sometimes like yeah, the laundry room's probably the best. There's no reason for a kid to go to the laundry room. Ice cream hits harder from an ice cream. You know what I really like from the ice cream trucks? I'm really good at that game. Well, I do have an advantage. I can draw really good in real life. But not so much on the computer. Yeah, it is a fun game. We'll have to play it again. It was a lot of fun. It's just fun seeing like what everyone comes up with, you know. Hey Amber Riot, not Turd. You have a great night too. Wasn't it fun, Georgia Peach? Oh my gosh, I had a blast. It was a good time. It was fun I had treats as well. Some things are just too tasty, right? You know, sometimes you just gotta do it. Listening, gotta wash your. I know. I just got out of the shower. If you can't tell, I was like, oh man. I don't have time to get ready, so I'm just doing it like this. Whatever. But yeah, it is a really fun game. I feel like it's a lot more fun when you're not playing on stream because there's like really, you don't have to be mindful of the things you put down. You know what I'm saying? You could be a little more crazy with that kind of stuff. So, but it was a lot of fun still on stream. So, hold on one second. Let me pull this up real quick. Make ice cream members emojis to torture the kid, right? Strawberry shortcake ones. So, my friend sent me this. Sabrina sent me this, which is really nice for her. And it was a stream about Prince Harry, really, but they talked about a bunch of stuff, and they got into talking about the Idaho murders. And this woman has a friend whose like daughter salted caramel Twix, and it was really good. Oh, that does sound good. I love salted caramel. I really like those little gummies that are in the shape of like straws, but they're like this big and they're sour. I don't know what they're called, but they're so good. They're like, and I love fruit roll-ups and fruit by the foot. Like I can eat them. I can eat a whole box. So I try not to get them. But I can really eat a whole box of them. But anyway, sour straws. Yes. Aren't they so good, Packless? They're banging. I mean, my mouth gets a little sore after a bit, but I just really love them. Like, they come in like red, green apple, and blue, and they're just so good. I like a lot of candy, honestly. And sometimes I'll just get a bag of hard Jolly Ranchers and just eat that like for a whole night. All right, so let me see. Dave's gaming, so I don't know how well this is gonna go. I might have to make it smaller, but we'll try full screen. But basically, she says you'll see. It's a short clip, but I was really like, oh wow, like this, this is a reasonable thing that I could see like happening.
Yes.
Said she saw him in the house, like on the way out from the murders.
Yes.
That's
okay. So
am I right in saying?
So yes.
Yeah.
So
you guys can hear that, right? I'm pretty sure I clicked the button. Sam's Club has limited edition salted caramel trail mix, and I've never a trail mix fan, but this stuff is amazing, and I stocked up on it like an addict. Ooh, that does sound good. I'm gonna have to try that too. Okay, you hear it. All right.
So during Thanksgiving.
Okay.
Right after Thanksgiving, the Friday after Thanksgiving, I went to a party at my friend's house out in Westlake. And of course, we were talking about this crime. And this woman there goes, her daughter, who went to Calabasas or Westlake, whatever, her really good friend who's home for the weekend is an Idaho student. And she knows one of the survivors.
Yeah.
And the mom says the girl saw him.
Right.
And she says to me, Heather, you cannot say this on your show.
Right.
Oh, so I think this actually, might hold some weight because she knew this. So, but like she's saying, she knew this before the affidavit came out, and that's why the girl told her like, don't say this on your show. But she was right, like what the lady told her, she was right about. So, it might hold some weight, but keep in mind it's like, there's far removed a little bit. You know what I mean?
There's an open investigation. And this was the first I heard of it. And I was like, okay, wait, tell me what you, and she said that she saw his eyes.
Yeah.
And I'm like, how? How? Yeah. How? And when that one happened, then she hid under the bed. And And I'm like, well, then why didn't she call, in the morning, what has happened? And the thing I said back then was so she's like, I think it's weird. And like, some people were like, is there something now we know this girl is, was not involved at all or anything.
Yeah,
two girls. But she's like, what is that? And the first thing I said was, all I can think about is that these kids are trained from 5 years old on about active shooters, and you're supposed to stay quiet, play dead. So if she did see something.
Right. So she was under the impression when she.
I could see that, Zoomer Mom. I forget what her name is, but she's on something else. This is the podcast Juicy Scoop, but hold on. I'll find out where she's from. I recognize her. I just can't think of where she's from. But she's Heather McDonald. That's her name. Hold on. She is a stand-up comedian, actress from Southern California. Let me see what TV shows she was on. She was in Tamara's Wedding. Chelsea Lately. I feel like she is an anchor for something that I used to watch, and I can't put my finger on it. She is known for her appearances on Chelsea Lately. Okay. So that's where she's like well known from, but I swear she anchored something else. She passed out and smacked her head. I didn't know that. Oh, wow. I could see the Caitlyn Jenner thing, but she makes a good point. She says that, like, I mean, personally, I grew up in a different generation. We didn't do this. We didn't really worry about this stuff. I mean, the only school shooting that really was in my time that I remember, like while I was in school, was Columbine. And there might have been like another one later, but hey Parker. Oh wow, she fell back. On her podcast, did she fall back? Yeah, maybe her and Annie have some friends in common. Yeah, well, she said that this generation was raised to practice like if school shooters came in, and to be quiet and to like hide, you know what I mean? So maybe in Dylan's panic, she just like, went back to like, her brain went to like what they taught her doing that. Like that was the point that she made. But she's claiming that she has a friend whose daughter goes to Idaho U and knows the survivors, and was told that Dylan hid under the bed. Oh, she was doing a stand-up when it happened. Gotcha.
She sees this guy walking through the house.
Her name's Dylan.
Dylan, okay.
Yeah.
When she sees this guy walking through the house at the time, she thought, oh, this guy's a murderer? Or here's what I thought.
Mm-hmm.
I thought this college house, whatever, could be I don't know. There's 6 of us here. Maybe somebody's hooking up with this guy and he's leaving at 5 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the morning, whatever. That's what I was under the impression, what it was. Mm-hmm. But you're saying she hid under the bed because she was scared that he was.
Now, I don't know if I don't know if the hide under the bed is the thing, because I'm like, now listen, I'm hearing it. The girl came and told this mom and her friend this mom told me. Okay. So it is a couple times removed.
Yeah.
But in talking about it, I did not share with my listeners this part because I was like, I had not seen it on TikTok. I'd not seen it anywhere.
Right.
So I'm like, this is, and I felt really badly for these 2 survivors, whatever the case might be. And I always think people are always so critical of how you're supposed to react in this situation. Right. And I thought, did she think something was weird? Could she have been still really drunk? Did they do some drugs and she was scared? And again, being quiet and silent. And in being quiet and silent and being freaked out, did she in fact fall asleep,
Yeah.
fall back to sleep.
Right.
Then wake up and be like, okay, because one of the things she said in her
she puts it together very well how she explains it, and I think it's a like she makes a good point in how she explains it. So she'll red flag, she didn't see it on TikTok, so it's not real, right? Because all the TikTok stuff must be real. Yeah, I mean, it's hard. I get it, Nathan. I think it's hard for anybody to understand why, because I think it's hard for people to understand because there's always that, like, and I'm not shaming her at all. Like, I'm just saying, I think in the back of our minds, this is like why people don't understand is because it's like, what if somebody could have survived or something like that. So I think your thought is like, in this situation, if you heard that, you would want to call 911 right away. So I think it's all like in the back of everyone's. I agree, good on her for not trying to put it out there. I totally agree with that. Like, she waited until this came out to say it. Like, she had this information and she didn't go run with it and try and put it out there until she knew that it was out, which, I think that's respectable of her. She was so traumatized it took all she could do to scroll TikTok. Were you Dylan? Well, I think it was Xana who was scrolling through TikTok. I don't know what happened with Dylan after she shut the door or whatever, but I can see maybe she hid under the bed and was just trying to be quiet, and maybe like, in that, like, while she was laying under there, she eventually fell asleep that way. And we don't know if she was drinking or whatever, but she lays it out pretty good here. So let me just play the rest of what she says.
Affidavit and stuff, which is now public record, is like that. She said, I heard something upstairs or whatever. Heard something from the roommates, and then someone's like, no, I'm going to help you or something, and then saw him come down. But I'm under the understanding that maybe he didn't see her, or if he did see her, he realized that at that point the dog was barking. According to witnesses, the dog was barking, and the timeline of everything seems like they were killed around 4-something a.m.
Right.
That he would have killed her, which is a really weird, scary thing. Or, his plan was only to kill the one girl and the other one was in the room, and then the other two woke up. But I don't know. Like, we'll soon, who knows what, because I don't, but he, I think so. Then I think what happened is then the girl, because there's such a weird thing about the 911 call. So the 911 call was initially someone's collapsed. And they're like, someone's collapsed. 4 people are bloody murder. What is this call? What I think happened is she wakes up.
And it was 8 hours 11. Later, right?
She wakes up at 11 or whatever. And now calls a male friend and was like, can you come over here? Because something really weird happened last night. Can you come here? And I think in between him getting there is when she did go upstairs.
Yeah.
May have seen something, ran out to the front and had like collapsed. And then he calls 911 when he finds her.
Is that what happened?
That's what everything I put together, and this is just my opinion, I think may explain the person collapsing original 911 call and maybe what happened in that she never did go up there and investigate for exactly the reason.
They know
and
made the 911 call?
Again,
I can see that. Like, you're in your room and something weird went down and you're afraid to go out of your room because you don't know what you're going to like run into. So maybe, she called somebody and was like, hey, like, something really, really strange went on last night and I'm kind of nervous. Can you come over? You know what I mean? I can see that. I know. Isn't that so sweet? The popsicle funds. Thank you, Crystal Ann. Hey, Wing Zero. Hey, Risk. But I think that's a good point that maybe, she probably called someone and didn't want to leave her room until somebody got there. And then they probably, came to her room, like, or they got there and she came out to go meet them and then happened to see something and, passed out. And then they took her phone and called the police. I mean, I could see that as being a possibility. For sure. So, but, yeah, she wasn't even, this was about Harry, but I just thought it was in the middle of it. And, Sabrina sent it to me and I was like, oh, this is a really good clip. Yeah, I wonder if they're gonna release it too, Nate. I really I would love to hear the 911 call. I think that will be, I mean, yeah, shock can do crazy things. I've never been in shock, so honestly I can't judge. I have no idea like how it feels to be in shock, but I did talk to my cousin and we were talking about it. And my cousin who's the DJ, who was he had a friend who seen a friend unalive himself, and he was like, he was in shock, and he just kept asking like, what's going on, and was like really confused for like, a long time. And like he had seen a very traumatic, like his friend unalive himself in a very traumatic way, I guess. Yeah, I don't think they will release it before trial. I don't know if they will or not, but I don't think they will. And the arrest affidavit, or not the arrest affidavit, the search warrant came out, which I'll pull it up. I mean, there's some stuff in there, but it didn't really feel like anything super, like, majorly new, you know what I mean? We're like, oh my god, hey Lori, like, I didn't know this, it was everything. Oh, and thank you for sending me the picture of that trail mix. I'm gonna get it now. All right, where was I? Let me pull up the link real quick. Oh, and while I'm looking for this link, did you guys see that guy try and abduct somebody from, like, a barista from the window with like a zip tie? Like, oh my goodness. It was the most wild video. Like, how do I explain? All right, so it's like 5 a.m. and this guy's in a drive-thru getting coffee. And he pulls up to the window and the girl goes to hand him his change and puts her arm out and he grabs it and like tries to pull her from the takeout window like into his car. And she pulls away and he has like a zip tie device in his hand that he goes like that and tries to like snap on her, but he misses and he takes off. I think that's just insane that somebody would be that stupid to try and pull somebody through a window. Like, how dumb. I don't know. I just feel like that's really hard to do. Yeah, he was going to pull her through the drive-through window, but I just feel like that's so hard to do. Like, if you're going to abduct someone, that's a really ridiculous, stupid way, in my opinion. I don't know. Well, they arrested him because, I forget, maybe Virginia. Does anyone remember where it was? Yeah, brazen as fuck. I mean, and they got his tattoo and a side profile of him, and they were able to identify him and get him. Drugs are bad, make you do dumb shit, right? Oh my gosh, right. How about them Google searches? I mean, that's even dumber than this guy trying to pull this woman out of the window. Brian Walsh's Google searches were unreal and ridiculous. But I'll go over them at the end of it. Like, after I go over the search warrant, we'll talk about that. But yeah, here it is. See the little thing he tried to snap her with? They have a panic button right there too, and they have cameras and stuff, so that's crazy. An idiot. He would have a hard time pulling my deadwood ass through a drive-through window. Right? I mean, I think it would be hard to pull anybody through a damn window. Like, come on, man. Like, where was this logic? It was Washington State. Okay. He kidnapped a girl and he had shot. I saw something about that. The guy with all the pointy teeth. My daughter said he should have Google. Can the police see what I Googled to kill my... Exactly. Right, Linda? Can the police see what I Googled to kill my wife? Exactly. Like, I mean, all of the searches were so, like, ridiculously... Brains are in his dick. Yep, Crown Royal, I'm sure about that. That's messed up, man. But yeah, like, how dumb can you be? Like, if you murder someone, the first thing cops are gonna look at through is your phone. Why? Who the hell would search? Oh my god, his search things were so ridiculous. Like 10 ways to hide a body if you really have to. Will baking soda stop a body from smelling? How can you slow down decomposition? I mean, it was like, if it wasn't any more obvious that this man killed someone, I don't know what, like, yeah, he lost me when he bought the $450 in cleaning supplies, right? Exactly. I was taking out the trash this morning at 5:30 and some guy pulls up in a truck, opens the door and said, "Hope you're alone." I said, "Fuck no, Smith & Wesson is with me," and he sped off. Cameras got him. No way, Lori, no way. What the hell is going on? Oh my gosh, I'm at the point where I like literally just want to start carrying a gun on me. I carry pepper spray on me, but I feel like I need to like level up. That fool took it with him. All stupid. Yeah, that's crazy, Lori. What in the hell? How to erase your Google searches, right? All right. Well, I'm going to skip most of this warrant because it's just a repeat, basically, of most of the stuff we've already seen. But I will show the other parts. So the motion comes now of the state of Washington through Dennis Tracy, Whitman County prosecuting attorney, and moves the court for an order to keep sealed the search warrant, but to allow the state to file redacted versions which replace the victim witnesses' names with initials. So honestly, I think the only reason they had it sealed was because Dylan and Bethany's full names were on there. I mean, at this point, everybody knows it anyway, but that's why it sounded like they wanted to keep it sealed. Hey, Jen Lou. And you can see that they like whited out their names and just put written initials in. This basis is for this motion is that there are two surviving victims, witnesses of now notorious and much publicized murder/burglary in Moscow, Idaho, whose full names are listed in the search warrant and search warrant application. These warrants were issued and served in Washington state because the suspect in the crimes resided and worked here during the time of the murders. These warrants and associate applications were sealed due to sensitive nature of the investigation at that time. Since then, an extensive probable cause affidavit has been unsealed in Latah County, Idaho, which has alleviated much of the need for sealing here in Washington. So this is the stuff they wanted. Here's the search warrant. This is the stuff they wanted them to look for. So they say his apartment is at 1630 Northeast Valley Road, G201, Pullman, Washington. It's a 3-story multiple occupancy apartment building in Pullman, which is tan and white in color. I thought it was gray, but I guess it's tan. Not that it matters, but it just wasn't like something that was in my head at the time. All right, so door is white with a swinging screen door on the outside. 2, seize if located evidence of the above listed crimes. 1, blood or other bodily fluid or human tissue or skin cells, or items with blood or bodily fluid or human tissue or skin cells on the items. Knives, sheaths, or other sharp tools, including any dagger, dirk. Is that what it says? What the heck is a dirk? Or sword, and any written indication of ownership of same, including sales receipts. Any images, whether digital or on paper, or any other format that show Ethan Chapin, Kayla Gonsalves, Xander Kronrodel, Madison Mogan, Bethany and Dylan, and or the house at 112 King Road, and or the surrounding neighborhood. Clothing, including but not limited to dark shirt, dark pants, mask, shoes with diamond pattern sole. Yeah, that's what I thought. It was gray. I think initially Washington thought Idaho was going. Yeah, I was surprised. I was actually kind of surprised that Idaho was very open about things getting released and not and working with the public and releasing things. A dirk is an old school sword, like the thing that the Scottish use in. Okay. It's like I never heard of a dirk before. What kind of word is that? Interesting. Maybe because it was like big cuts. They use that specific word. Or they were just naming all kinds of. I didn't see like they got shoes or anything. But somebody said they saw the cops walking out with buckets and things. And there was shoes. So who knows? But they don't mention it. Trace evidence, including DNA from blood or skin cells or other source, footprints, fingerprints, hair, whether being human or animal/dog. Which they might have got a dog hair. I believe Murphy is hypoallergenic, so I mean, I'm sure there's hairs laying around from the dog too, you know. I'm telling you all Steve McDaniel vibes. Remember he had a whole bunch of knives and swords? Yeah. You could see this guy being a sword collector? Maybe. Maybe he was into knives, you know. There's a lot of people who are into knives. Yeah, you know what? If he wore the Dickies to the crime scene, he would have totally looked like Jason, like. You know what I mean? Well, I mean, I guess it depends what kind of Dickies he bought. But if he bought like the Dickies, the black pants with the matching shirt, it looks very Jason-like. Or what's his name? Michael Myers. You know? Like the Michael Myers thick outfit. That's what I imagine when I see Dickies. Like the Dickie pants. Yeah, Dub Dogs out of Top Chat Jail. Right? He wears like the Dickie looking outfit. Even that shirt with the collar. I don't know. It gives me Dickie vibes. Like, I wonder if he purposely bought Dickies to like look like to be scary, you know? It's an interesting thought. Like, the guy going, yeah, right. Low key, he strolled out of that home and managed to like do all this killing in less than 15 minutes, which magically Michael Myers is able to do too. Like, people be running across like fields and somehow he's a foot behind you the whole time. Like, this man walks so slow. I mean, maybe because he's so big, he just takes giant steps. But they'll be like, oh my God, running, and he's just there. So I'm still kind of shocked that he was able to accomplish all of this in that short amount of time. They make ski masks too. Dickie says, yeah. I have a Dickies mechanic suit for my Halloween costume. Yeah, that's what I mean. It gives you like, yeah. Yeah, it could be anything, but like, it could be, they got a bunch of different stuff. Like, now they do. Back in the day, it was like, Dickies were pretty limited, but like, now they have a lot more clothes. So it really could be anything, but. To trace evidence including DNA from blood, skin cells, or other source, footprints, fingerprints, hair, whether... Oh, I read that. Okay. Data compilations, whether digital, electronic, or on paper or other format, showing an interest in or planning of murder, violent assault, stabbing, or cutting of people. And data compilation showing details of 112 King Road House, its location, and or information about the victims, and data compilation showing the location of Bryankohberger or cell phone number. Oh, they put his whole cell phone number on here. On November 13th, 2022, including Wi-Fi logs and data or metadata associated with photos, social media posts, or applications on cell phones or computer towers, laptops, tablets. As an example, but not intended to be an exclusive list of data compilations being sought, ledgers, papers, lists, books, notes, letters, calendars, address books, contact lists, diaries, tapes, photographs, videos, emails, texts, social media messages, posts, and metadata associated therewith. Right? I mean, Michael Myers was 87 years old, and teens and young adults couldn't outrun him. He also never ran or even fast walk. Yeah, that's what I mean. He never like even speeds up. He just walks the same speed. If he had a Dickies mechanic suit, he could have took that off in the car and wrapped the knife and shoes, glove, hat, mask all on it. Yeah. Yeah, I think they do make Dickies underwear. All right, so electronic devices or digital storage devices which may contain any of the above data compilations, cell phones, computer towers, laptop. Did I say this already? Any device which maintain evidence of other accounts associated with device, including email address, social media. So they want all his passwords, all his accounts, all his apps, everything that he has. They want that. Anything with photographs in his computer or anywhere. Internet searches, and information that can be used to calculate the position of the device between the above dates, GPS satellite data, so anything that has tracking in it, evidence of the identity of a person in possession of the device, or on or about any times the items of evidentiary value located pursuant to this warrant were created, modified, accessed, or otherwise manipulated. Such evidence may be found in digital communications, photos, and video associated with metadata, IP logs, documents, social media activity, and similar data. Also, password phrases, codes, pattern, fingerprints, blah, 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 to operate all the voices. Indication of residence and ownership or possession of the premises, above items, mail, receipts, bills, rental agreements, licensing documents, all that stuff. This is basically the same thing. All right, so in addition, I'm asking the court to authorize and serve to the search warrant the use of assistance from law enforcement agencies from the state of Ohio or federal government, forensic services. I'm asking for authorization of assistance from a technical specialist to review any digital devices. So she wants specialists and DNA, and she wants a supplemental disclosure or re-DNA test. I've been informed by Detective J.R. Talbot of the Idaho State Police that on November 13th, the sheaf was recovered at the King Road residence under or next to the body of Maddie Mogan. They obtained a male DNA profile from the sheath. This is also referred to in Sergeant Blaker's sworn statement, Exhibit A. They also recovered trash that originated from the Kohberger family residence. That trash was sent to the crime lab and reported a DNA profile was obtained from the trash. It was compared to the suspect. So I think they got something of DNA with his dad's, and they were able to compare it to the profile they got on the knife sheath to show that it came from him. You can get some undies at Walmart and Marshall's. Ooh. Yeah. Yeah, right? They should have just said we need to search everything and the kitchen sink, right? Literally everything. Yeah, I'm excited to see what he Googled too. But I don't know if he'd be that stupid. But I mean, you got to be pretty damn stupid to drive your own car to the crime scene. So I don't know. I thought this guy would be smarter, but he doesn't. It's like either he just like wants to get caught or I don't know. Like, how are you in criminology and you aren't? I guess everybody makes, mistakes. Oh, wait, what was she? I do not believe this information is exculpatory for the suspect. However, if the court believes it is exculpatory, then they should consider this supplemental disclosure and its evaluation of existence of probable cause or lack therefore. I am specifically asking the court to not consider the supplemental disclosure as evidence supporting the existence of probable cause. The reason for this request is that if the DNA test results are held inadmissible at some point, such a ruling would not impact the finding of the probable cause for this warrant, so long as this court is satisfied as to probable cause regardless of the DNA test result. All right, so yeah, I thought they took way more crap. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I looked at the pictures too, and they had like bins and bins full of shit. Like maybe they only named the things that they found important, but I'm not really sure. Why they wrote so little about what was taken, because you can see they take out a lot of stuff. I mean, bins of shit, like lots of shit, not actual shit, but you know what I mean. Like they had bins of everything, like shoes, computers, boxes, I mean, they had so much stuff. You could see them carrying it out. So I don't know why they only named like seven things, but all right, this is the PCA, so I'm just skipping through all this because we've only went over this. I don't even realize some of those things even come out of my mouth. They just come out, you know? All right, so this is what they say they seized from the apartment, but they definitely took way more than this. He looks constipated from vegan food, so. Yep. Maybe. All right, so one nitrite type black glove. Yeah, I seen that article, the New York Post one, Pecan. But I'll find it after I do this, and you can see for yourself. It's a lot of stuff. So they got a Walmart receipt with one Dickies tag, 2 Marshall's receipts, dust container from Bissell Power Force vacuum. So maybe it's one of those little handheld guys, and they're afraid he was using it to, clean everything up or like clean his apartment. 8 possible hair strands. So I'm confused about this because they say 8 possible hair strands and then 1 separate hair strand. Maybe there were different colors or something. I don't know. Or maybe they felt like they belonged to different people. Yeah, right? Why didn't they take the entire vacuum? You know how much stuff gets stuck in the little, like, tube thing and the little flap? Let's see. So it says 8 possible hair strands. Strands to me sounds like coming from your head. You know what I mean? 1 possible animal hair strand. Well, they say animal here. So it's 8 hair strands, 1 possible animal hair strand, 1 possible hair, 1 possible hair, 1 possible hair, and then 1 possible hair strand. So I'm guessing they believe these are from different things, and maybe that's why they worded it that way. They got 1 Fire TV stick with cord and plug. 1 possible animal hair strand. That would be pretty cool if we can connect that to Murphy somehow. Yeah. Well, I'm guessing like the difference between hair and hair strand is like strand is from your hair, and then like possible hair maybe like an eyelash or on your body. But why say 8 hair strands and then another hair strand now? Making myself. All right. So 1 computer tower. Collect 1 collection of dark red spot. Collect it without testing. B. 2 cuttings from an uncased pillow of reddish brown stain. Why the heck does this man have an uncased pillow? Well, maybe he had like, I mean, it could, maybe he has, what's it called? Like nosebleeds at night or something. I don't want to jump the gun and be like, oh my gosh, this guy, like was covered in blood and laid on his bed. But I'm thinking maybe that's like, an old stain from like nosebleed or shaving or something. The brush bar on the vacuum is always full of hair. Yeah, that would be the best part to check, honestly, for hair. Like where the brush thing is. 2 top and bottom mattresses cover packaged separately, both labeled C, multiple stains, and 1 tested. So I guess they tested 1 there. But they definitely got more than this. Hold on. I'm seeing if this is the one where they have. Yeah, look at this. All right, so they listed about 15 things. You're telling me? Look at this. They definitely took way more than. Like, they got tons of bins. There was more, too. Hold on. Oh, so they were looking at the house. I typed in. Oh, thank you, Jen. Thank you. You didn't have to do that. I also don't understand why there are people that are presumably victims on his bedding. Yeah, I don't either. Unless he just, like, was so, like, tired that he came home and just, like, passed out on his bed covered in blood. But, I mean, I don't know. Like, there's another bag. That looks like maybe trash. There's a computer tower. Look at all these evidence bags. Yeah, they like emptied this place clean. But yeah, 15 things, and most of them are hairs, right? So it's like, you know what I mean? That's like one bag. Like one bag like this big in a box. Nothing compared to the bags under his eyes. Yeah, he is like, I don't know, he does have a creepy look to him. And you know what I was thinking too before we move on to Walsh? It is really, oh my gosh, hold on. I lost my train of thought and it was really important. Oh my gosh. Oh, I know. Do you think maybe he didn't see Dylan because of his visual snow? Thank you, devil. Thank you. You didn't have to do that. Thank you, everybody sending me super chats tonight. Y'all are too sweet. I was thinking maybe he injured himself, but even then it could be, yeah. I mean, yeah, I guess that's possible. But, all right, so did you guys read... I didn't go through them. I was going to, and then it kind of just got like, by the time I was live again, there's something new happened, so I didn't go back. But he was in that forum where he talks about visual snow and his, you know, how, like, thank you. All right, so he says that he thinks visual snow is connected to blood flow, and that when he gets very like overexcited, that it gets worse. So it's making me wonder if maybe he was very, like, if he does have visual snow. He was saying when he gets very hype that the blood, like his blood flow, I guess, moves faster and he can't see as well. So if he's like, all that adrenaline from doing that could be, you know, just like weighing on him, and the visual snow is worse than it normally is, and as he's walking by he can't see. I think that's a pretty good theory from how he, I mean, unless he was just in there for attention, but it is like a weird forum to be in if you don't have that issue. Visual snow, yeah, but also I feel like he had to have been using a flashlight. He could have just turned it off and been a little blinded. Yeah, maybe that too. Maybe. If they swab surfaces or drains, what would those be included on an inventory? Yeah, they should always be included. Well, I don't know. Like, I don't know why. Hold on a second. I don't know why other stuff wasn't included. Maybe they didn't find anything of importance. You know what I mean? Besides those things, and they only listed the... All right, so here's like what I'm thinking. Maybe they like look through some of the stuff and only certain things were usable or of importance, and that's what they put on there. Or maybe they just threw some stuff on there to appease the court, but kept stuff a little hush hush so that the defense didn't get the info right away, because they do that a lot in court, like hold back information as long as they can until the judge forces them to send it, because they try and make it harder for the defense to have time to like make their case, you know what I'm saying? So they do pull a lot of stuff like that in court cases that I've seen. So I don't know why they only listed all that stuff, but anything that's taken from evidence needs to be like sealed and bagged, and you even have to write where it came from and who you gave it to, and like a chain of command. So because evidence gets passed from people to people a lot. And when it does, it can get lost along the way. So like if I give you a bag of evidence, it needs to be marked, and then I need to sign my name and who I'm giving it to who then take it and sign their name. And then if they're giving it to somebody, you have to put them down and so forth. But I would hope that they tested the drains and stuff. I mean, that guy probably went home and showered. You know what I'm saying? Like, immediately. So, it's weird that they only put, like, those 15 things, but maybe they're the only things that they were able to test thus far, and that's why they put it. I don't know. Yeah, there's no list of what they found. So they also had a search warrant for his office at the school, and they didn't put that either. Maybe the list of stuff they know they can be tested for DNA, electronics for information after they went missing. Well, they named the computer tower in the list. So, I mean, yeah, that could be tested for DNA. So, I don't know. It is a weird, like, for them to only put that much. But I'm thinking maybe these are the only things they were able to test, so, like, thus far. So, moving on. Another Brian. What is with the Bryans? Brian Walsh, Anna Walsh's husband. I've talked about Anna Walsh on here already. A beautiful woman who was into, like, a very high-end job in real estate in Washington, D.C. She goes missing, and her husband becomes the main suspect. He lied to police and said that he was only at this juice shop, but really, maybe that was all the stuff that they found that was covered by the search warrant. Maybe packless, maybe. That's a good point. So, so he said he was at this juice place, and that was the only place, but they found out that he lied, and later on that day went to Home Depot and bought $450 worth of cleaning products. And then they went to I guess they started surveilling him, and they went to his mom's apartment, which I believe they, like, followed him there, or either they surveilled him or looked at where he went and then went back there. But they went into the dumpster and found like drop cloths, a hatchet, a saw, and things like that, all covered in blood. Okay, Pecan. Yeah, stay away from the Bryans, ladies. Today, he said they left the dad's DNA out of the search as probable cause to search, just in case they can't use the dad's DNA. Oh, okay, yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. But I'm sure they will be able to use. I'm sure they've already swabbed Ryan now, for his DNA, so I'm sure they will be able to, like, regardless, they'll have DNA because they have his now. Yeah, it is worrisome to me that it is touch DNA, and nobody get mad at me because I'm not saying, like, I think they do have a lot, but touch DNA is very, very, I mean, with everything else they have, I feel like, they'll be fine, but if they only have touch DNA on that sheath, he could say somebody stole that knife from me. Somebody stole that knife out of my house, and I don't know who. And then that could explain away why his DNA is on that knife sheath. So, yeah, that is concerning to me. So I do hope that maybe they found more of his DNA in the house, or they maybe found their DNA in the car, or some kind of thing other than touch DNA linking him to that house. Even if they found touch DNA on something else in the house, that would be better because it would be at least on 2 separate things. You know what I mean? You're shaking my head agreeing with you. So yeah, it does worry me. It does worry me if he has a woman. All right, here's just my opinion, and please guys don't get mad at me for saying this either. I am just being realistic. But I don't think this will happen because he has a female lawyer, but I don't know. I've heard she's really good, and if she's ruthless like Jose Baez is ruthless, that's okay, backlist. They won't hesitate to create reasonable doubt by potentially pointing the finger at Dylan. Like somebody stole this knife, and why isn't anyone looking at the girl who like didn't call 911? You know what I mean? Like, that worries me that they'll do that, or they'll at least like under cross, come after her, which I hope that isn't the case. But if that's all they have, I worry that they will try and go that angle, but I feel like they probably have more. I mean, there's so much. They named they had a lot of evidence, so. But yeah, I'm not. Yeah, who possibly went in the room where the sheath was? Exactly. So like, I'm just saying, I don't want to like. I don't want people to think I'm like victim blaming or something. I'm just saying that would be something like a ruthless defense attorney would try and do to create doubt in the minds of the jurors. You know what I'm saying? Let's just hope that they have more than that and it doesn't happen. But, and I don't know much about that lawyer. So, but I heard she's really good and she used to be a prosecutor, which is a +1 for her too, because she understands how it works. You know what I mean? So we'll see. But I think they definitely have more. And, we don't know half of it. I mean, they said they collected like 113 pieces of evidence, so I think we'll be fine. But don't be shocked if they try and pull that crap in court. I can just see it. You know what I mean? Like how Jose Baez did that with Casey Anthony about her dad. You know what I mean? Let's throw it on the dad and make people be like, oh, maybe it was her dad. Maybe her dad's involved, and that puts reasonable doubt in people's minds and they don't feel like they can send them to jail over it. So. All right. So let's see. Here's the clip of Brian Walsh and his Google searches. This dude is so stupid. The DoorDash guy too. Yeah, that's a good point. The DoorDash guy too. There's a DoorDash guy there right at the same time of the murders. I mean, literally, like that's a great point, Linda, and I didn't even think about that. But someone stole that knife, and of course there's a guy who goes to the door at 4 a.m. and the killings happen right after it. How do we know it's not that guy? That's a good point. I didn't even think of that, but yeah. Yeah, they'll try and make them think they were fighting and that they were in cahoots. Exactly. All right, hold on a second.
On January 1st, defendant Googled using his son's iPad some of his
Hold on a second. I'm trying to figure out what I have open.
searches are as follows. Keep in mind that
I don't know why this is giving me such a hard time playing. Let's try it this way.
First, defendant Google.
Yeah, the defense attorney is going to have no shortage of possible reasonable. Yes, there'll definitely be some things that they can throw out there, which, just people have to if touch DNA is all they have, that unless it's found in multiple parts of the house, that's going to be tough. If it's just on that one thing, that could have came from outside the house. He's looking rough too. Look at that 5 o'clock shadow coming in, Ryan. All right, let's see if this gives me a hard time or not. I don't know why. Like, YouTube's playing fine. It might just be
Using his son's iPad. Some of the searches are as follows. Keep in mind that the defendant said he left at 6 a.m. At 4:55 a.m. on January 1st, he searched how long before a body starts to smell.
All right, so in case you can't hear, at 4:55 a.m. on January 1st. So this is literally hours after that guy leaves, right? The guy who stays till 1 o'clock or so in the morning. He left. He said, defendant said he left at 1660, and at 4:55 a.m. on January 1st, he Googles how long before a body starts to smell.
At 4:58 a.m., how to stop a body from decomposing. At 5:20 a.m.
At 4:58 a.m., how to smell a body decomposing? Is that what it said? Hold on.
He searched how to unbound a body.
How to stop a body from decomposing. So he asked, how soon does the body start to smell, and how to stop a body from decomposing.
At 5:47 a.m., 10 ways to dispose of a dead body if you really need to.
5:47 a.m. 10 ways to dispose of a dead body if you really need to. And he was searching this on his what's his oldest son? I guess 6-year-old son's iPad. So clearly his son is not searching 10 ways on how to dispose of a body if you really need to. They knocked out his teeth? Is that what you said?
At 6:25 a.m. on the 1st, how long for someone to be missing to inherit? At 6:34 a.m. on the 1st, can you throw away body parts?
He searched, how long does somebody have to be missing to inherit? Is this dude... I mean, I can't believe this. I can't believe this guy is this freaking dumb. So clearly, his wife was worth a lot of money and he wanted that money. I mean, he was obviously had a weird thing with money. According to his history, he sold fake Andy Warhol paintings and something with his dad. He stole money from his dad. And even since he was 13, he's been wearing Gucci. Hey, Danilo, is that how you say it? Danilo? I just can't believe it. Maybe the kid was plotting. Yeah, right, Packlet. 6-year-old wouldn't even know what that means. But I mean, there's no other adult that could have been doing that. You know what I mean? Danny, okay. He screwed over his dad. Yeah. Low life crook. He screwed over his dad. All right, so his dad didn't put him in the will and he destroyed the will and then took all the money. So I don't know. I didn't get that far yet, Lori. I just heard the clip of his searches, but my goodness, the searches are just so dumb. How long does someone have to be missing before you inherit? Like, if you aren't giving yourself away, motive and everything. I mean, this is like, here's my motive. I did it. It was me.
At 9:29 a.m., what does formaldehyde do?
At 9:29 a.m., what does formaldehyde do? Sorry, this isn't a laughing matter, but like, I just can't believe how dumb this guy is. I just can't.
At 9:34 a.m. on the 1st, how long does DNA last?
9:34 a.m. How long does DNA last?
At 9:59 a.m., can identification be made on partial remains?
Can an identification be made on partial remains? So sounds like he cut her, like, did that. I don't want to say the word because I know that YouTube will get me for talking to Vicious here. But I think he, did that to her and put her in multiple places. So they only find partial remains. I don't believe so, Danny. I don't think her body's been found, but her husband's made it pretty obvious that he's responsible. 10:07, how to delete my history.
11:34 a.m., dismemberment and the best ways to dispose of a body. At 11:44,
he looked up what I just said and how to dispose if you do that.
how to clean blood from wooden floor. At 11:56,
how to clean blood from a wooden floor.
to detect blood. At 1:08, what happens when you put body parts in ammonia?
What happens when you put body parts in ammonia? Can they detect blood if it's, I guess, something about cleaning the floor? Can they detect blood?
At 1:21 p.m., is it better to throw crime scene clothes away or wash them?
Something about a crime scene clothes away or wash. Oh. Should I throw my crime scene clothes away or wash them? The guy really Googled, should I throw my crime scene clothes away or wash them? Like, does he think that there's all these killers on Google that are giving people this advice? Like, should I throw my bloody crime scene clothes away or wash them? Oh my gosh, I just can't with this dude. What an idiot.
Those were on the January 1st. There was also information gained from the defendant's phone, which showed on January 2nd, he was at Home Goods in Norwell, where he purchased 3 rugs.
He purchased 3 rugs at Home Goods in Norwell. Right, Cape Core? Like, how ridiculous. His wife was beautiful.
Baking soda, a hatchet. He had a face mask and rubber gloves on. At the time, he was pushing 4:45 p.m. Hacksaw, best tool to dismember. At 1:10 p.m., can you be charged with murder without a body?
Can you be charged with murder without a body? Something about what I said earlier. I couldn't hear it first. I trust Google for spelling, not as an accessory to murder, right? Like, hey, Grandma Sherry. Like, is he really believing that that there's just all these killers on Google just having like putting or like killers writing articles about how to hide a body and stuff. Like, come on now. This is ridiculous. So I believe his dad had money, and he was very like dressed very fancy as a kid. He was very obsessed with money. Then when he got older, his dad wrote him out of the will, and he destroyed the will and like took all the money. But I'm guessing maybe the family was able to get, like, usually when people write up a will, sometimes they write it up with like a lawyer. Maybe they were able to contact that lawyer or something to prove it. He sold fake Andy Warhol paintings to people. Yeah, he's yeah, right. Well, please check my 6-year-old's iPad for evidence. Like, he's just so dumb. It's like, you know, those shows, World's Dumbest Criminals. He should be like on that show. Hey, Joneson. He's an idiot. This guy is so damn stupid. I can't with him.
At 1:14 p.m., can you identify a body with broken teeth? On January 2nd, following that.
Can you identify a body with broken teeth? That was another question.
The defendant was seen on surveillance at the Home Depot in Rockland. In checking the surveillance, the defendant is observed on a security camera pushing a cart. Items included cleaning products, mops, brushes, tape, tarp, a Tyvek suit with boot covers, buckets, goggles.
He was wearing a Tyvek suit. Like, he was Walter Whiting it, you know.
In Home Depot. At 5:32, he was seen at the Derby Street in Hingham, now removing the gloves and the mask. Data from his phone also tracked his whereabouts on January 3rd. Locations were traveled at 4:27 on January 3rd to an apartment complex in Abington. Surveillance shows the defendant's Volvo, as well as a male fitting the defendant's appearance, exit a car near the dumpster. He walks to the dumpster carrying a garbage bag. He's leaning, and it appears to be heavy as he has to heft it into the dumpster.
Yeah, that's where they found the saws and everything.
And leaves it. On 4:48, he hit another complex in Abington, and at 5:10 p.m., cell phone shows records at another apartment in Brockton. Video shows a party consistent with his appearance and his Volvo.
So he was hitting apartment to apartment to apartment in different areas, and I guess disposing of the stuff in different areas. I hope that they are able to find the stuff in, like, if it's already been taken away, you know what I mean? Yeah, she filed a report saying he threatened to kill her and her friends a few years prior, and he was on house arrest. He was wearing an ankle bracelet. Yeah, these kids are gonna have no parents now, you know, no mom, no dad, because of his. Yeah, they haven't found her yet. He literally searched how long till someone's missing till you can inherit. Like, bro gave away like his whole ass motive and everything. Brian meet Bubba, right? He gonna be wearing them Gucci slides in prison. He's gonna get those 2-cent jail shoes, you know. No more of them Gucci slides.
In the dumpster. On January 3rd, that same day, at 1:02 p.m., he did some more Google searches. What happens to hair on a dead body? At 1:13 p.m., what is the rate of decomposition of a body found in a plastic bag compared to on a surface in the woods? At 1:20 p.m., can baking soda mask or make a body smell good?
So I'm guessing, it sounds like he, did that thing and put it in bags and put baking soda in the bags. What the? Well, so he suggested that he, dismembered her, because he asked lots of questions about that, and they found a hatchet and a hacksaw, and then he went to 3 different dumpsters, and he Googled if they only find partial remains, can they identify a body, things like that. I think, I don't know, because it sounds like he may have put her in the dumpsters too, or I don't know, either in the woods or he does mention woods, and he does mention, but I would think that he would choose a dumpster in the end because he was worried about the smell, but maybe that's too much of a public place, so I don't know. But you love the lizard emoji. It is cute. I like that one. Roach martinis in the lounge after the live. You know what? I'll have to make a video of them eating out of some roaches out of a martini glass. That's what I was thinking, Jones. And I think they made it sound like they were surveilling him and seen him do that. But now I'm thinking maybe they went back and looked. They found his whereabouts through his GPS, and then they went back and looked at the cameras at his whereabouts. That's what I'm getting out of it.
At 12:45 p.m.
Oh wait, hold on.
Hacksaw best tool to dismember.
But man, this guy is dumb. I just can't believe he asked those stupid questions. All right, so this kind of breaks it down a little better. So her phone pings remained stationary. He said that she got an Uber. She never got an Uber. He said that she was going to Washington, D.C. She never was even seen leaving the house. Police were able to ping Anna's phone to try and locate the 39-year-old. According to their findings, the pings found the phone had remained stationary in the area of the family home on New Year's Eve until January 2nd, when the phone was apparently turned off. Beeland stated that Bryan told police he later went to his mother's residence in Swampscott on New Year's Day, but it took him longer than it should have because he got lost and did not have his phone. He claimed to have gone to Whole Foods and a CVS that day, according to officials. But police found he was not seen on surveillance at either store and that there were no receipts for the items he claimed to have purchased. Yeah, I think, they would have her if he, if I think they went back, and that's how. Yeah, probably Grandma Sherry. He reminds me of Simon Monjack. Doesn't he give you Simon Monjack vibes? Brittany Murphy's husband? That's who he looks like. Ugh, I don't know. He just grosses me out. And he's definitely, and I don't throw this word around a lot, but he gives me narcissist vibes. I hate that people just throw it out there, but he really does. Prosecutors previously stated that Bryan also claimed the only time he left his home on January 2nd was to take his son for a smoothie, which he did go to the juice store, but then he was found to have gone to a smoothie shop in Norwell. He was also seen on surveillance around 4 p.m. at Home Depot in Rockland, where he purchased $450 worth of cleaning supplies. He also purchased 3 rugs from Home Goods that day, per the prosecution. Disturbing Google searches made on his iPad. The numerous search queries include how long before a body starts to smell, how to stop a body from decomposing, how to embalm a body, 10 ways to dispose of a body if you really need to, how long for someone to be missing to inherit, can you throw away body parts, what does formaldehyde do, how long does DNA last, can identification be made on partial remains, dismemberment and the best ways to dispose of a body. How to clean blood from a wooden floor. Can you be hacksaw tool best to dismember? Can you be charged with murder without a body? And can you identify a body with broken teeth? I don't know why I'm trying so hard. I already know Google's going to limit add this, so I'm just going to let it go. Totally Simon Monjack vibes. Like, sometimes I try and be mindful, so I'm like, oh, I'll try and watch my words, but then I realize that I've already kind of like went too deep in the show and probably talked about too many shocking things, so I'm not even gonna bother. Just, did they have a wood chipper? Good question. I think he used that hatchet and that hacksaw, to be honest, that they found. Hey, Sinis Camillo. He also made the my gosh. All right, so samples of Brian and Anna's DNA were found on numerous discarded items. Other items later recovered included a Prada purse, the boots Anna were last seen wearing, her COVID-19 card, a piece of a necklace that she was wearing in photos, a hacksaw, a hatchet, cutting shears. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Yeah, not the manual labor type for sure. Oh man. This is terrible. Like, what an ass. Blood was also found in his car. Data from the defendant's phone indicated that on January 3rd, he traveled to an apartment complex in Abington where surveillance video showed a vehicle similar to his and a man matching his description approach a dumpster. He then discarded what appeared to be a heavy garbage bag that took some lifting to get in. According to the prosecution, by the time the investigation was underway, days later, the bag had been picked up and shredded and incinerated at a facility. So they're not going to get this. It's already destroyed at a facility. I'm glad that they actually cleared that up. He also Googled these searches as well. What happens to hair on a dead body? What is the rate of decomposition of a body found in a plastic bag compared to on a surface in the woods? And can baking soda make a body smell good? The following day, he was believed to have gone to a Home Goods and TJ Maxx store in Norwell to purchase towels, bath mats, and men's clothing before going to Lowe's to buy squeegees and a trash can. He also found that on January 5th, the day after Walsh reported his wife missing, he traveled to his mother's apartment and purchased the dumpster there that was later searched by police. Police searched the Walsh's home where they recovered evidence included a bloody knife and blood found in the basement of the Walsh home, which was disclosed during Brian's initial arraignment on January 9th. There was one other earlier Google search which would be of note. I didn't know this. Lancet on closing. On December 27th, the defendant Googled, "What's the best state to divorce for a man?" Rather than divorce, it is believed that Brian Walsh dismembered Anna and discarded her body. So he must have thought that she was going to get half her money. And then he was like, thank you. I got them from Zenni. Cenni, if you like these. That's where they sell them. If you have like a prescription, you just put in your prescription and you can order them. And they're really cheap. They're like $20. In a statement after arraignment, Brian Walsh's attorney, Tracy Minor, said, "It is easy to charge a crime and even easier to say a person committed that crime. It is a much more difficult thing to prove it, which we will see if the prosecution can do. I am not going to comment on the evidence." Of course you're not, lady, because this is... I wouldn't comment on that evidence either. I would be like, man, this MFer, like, he put me in a bad position. I'm not going to comment on the evidence. First, because I'm going to try this case in the court and not in the media. Second, because I haven't been provided with any evidence by the prosecution. In my experience, whereas here the prosecution leaks so-called evidence to the press before they provide it to me, their case isn't that strong. When they have a strong case, then give me everything as soon as possible. We shall see what they have and what evidence is admissible in court and will ultimately be decided. I think they have a great case against him, actually. I know, don't you love Zenny? Zenny's like the bomb. I have like 87 pairs of glasses from Zenny because it's so cheap and they always come out with like new fancy ones and they never look good on me, so I just wear the same pair all the time. But I do have like 87 pairs from Zenny. Hey Brandon, what's up? Yeah, but this guy, ugh. And before in closing, does anyone know if they do have cute styles. I only look good in certain styles though, but I like, and then I'll get a style that I love and a color that I love, but the color just doesn't go with my skin tone. And I'm like, oh, darn it. But that's what I want to talk about. Athena Brownfield. I believe they found remains yesterday. Does anyone know if they are hers for sure? Did they clarify that? So, still no concrete, unreal. 2 months to test the stain, so obviously it wasn't the victim's DNA because they got Brian's DNA magically back in the day. Yeah. Yeah, you can get prescription sunglasses, everything. It's super cheap. Like, I love it at that website. Sorry, guys. Yeah, they have really cheap glasses, and you can add all the, like, the extra little, like, blue light blockers and things like that. No way. This was after. So after. All right. So this. Oh wait, I don't even have my screen share up. Gosh. Hold on, guys. So the little girl, Athena Brownfield. It's kind of a weird story, but. Oh, you got his name on his? I'll have to get some for my son because I have a pair for him, but I didn't get them from Zenny's. But this poor little girl. I forget how old she is. She's really young, like maybe 3. Hold on, let me see how old she was. But I guess her mom had her. She was 4. Had her given. She gave, like, her cousin was the guardians of her kids. I don't know if maybe she had a drug problem and they took them in or something like that. But her cousin Alicia, which I was just watching her TikToks the other night. She is so cringy. I cannot stand that woman. She like thinks that her makeup looks so good and she has these giant Sharpie black eyebrows. Oh, it's terrible. Oh, really? Your dental hygienist wanted to talk about the Idaho 4? I find that a lot too. I need to start bringing up that stuff to like everyone that I talk to and just be like, oh, hey, yeah, check me out. Dentist, you know? But, that's a cool dental hygienist, right? I had an eyelash lady, or not an eyelash lady, a woman who did my hair who was really into a case that I was covering at the time, but we didn't agree on it. We didn't agree on it at all. And then I spent my entire hair appointment trying to prove her wrong. But anyway, that Alicia girl, she's so cringy. I guess she was with that guy Ivan. They have kids together, and there's pictures on his Facebook, and these poor kids, they got cuts and bruises all over. And I guess supposedly, all right, so Athena's sister was out walking around, just out like on the street. And the mailman seen her and was like, hey, what are you doing? And she's like, I'm tired of being alone. I don't want to be alone. So he called the cops. And while the cops are on the phone with her guardian, who just left, mind you, to go on a date. Like, she left for the weekend to go on a date with some new guy and left these kids, I guess, alone with Ivan. But maybe Ivan was like, I'm not, like, I don't know. Well, anyway, well, she goes, oh, well, where's Athena? And they're like, what do you mean, where's Athena? Well, anyway, they take her into the station, and she ends up admitting to them that Athena is dead and that Ivan, like, beat her to death and buried her, like, near the house they used to live. It's terrible. It was on Christmas Eve, too. On Christmas Eve. Can you imagine, like, Christmas is supposed to be, like, the greatest day of a kid's life? You know what I mean? Like, Christmas is, like, Christmas. And this poor girl, oh, it makes me sick. I'm going to get upset. Hold on. Pull myself together for a minute. You found her mom's maiden name and dad's name, trying to figure out. I've heard it was her sister, and I've also heard it was her cousin. So I'm not really sure. Like, I'm confused about that too, Cape Gordon. And I know you're not blaming them, but yeah. Yeah, they pulled Casey and Anthony after Athena passed away. That just makes me so sick that it was, like, on Christmas, and this poor girl is, like, defenseless. It's just terrible. So they're both arrested. I think she's arrested for child endangerment and that he's arrested for murder. I'm not going to read the details just because, like, I don't like reading about that, like reading that. But the affidavit is on the internet if anyone wants to look at it, where they kind of, like, describe it in detail, but I just don't want to read it again. I've already did once, and not on live, but I just don't want to read it again. But they found hold on. I guess the other kids are in protective custody. I haven't seen if they have verified that the remains are hers, but they're a child's remains in the area that she was supposedly disposed of. So we can only hope that it's her. But I mean, it's still sad under the circumstances. Ugh. I hate these cases too. I hate them. Don Lewis was found alive? Hold on. But yeah, if you guys want me to, like, dive into that a little bit, but what Don Lewis? Wait, Carol Baskin's Don? Is that who you're talking about? Is that who you're talking about? No way. Carol Baskin claims her dead husband found alive, but no one noticed last year. What happened? They said my husband, Don Lewis, is alive and well in Costa Rica. Well, wasn't she claiming that he was, like, a pilot or something? And I forget what. I don't know how it is that Homeland Security says he's alive and well in Costa Rica, but I'm glad to hear it. I didn't think he was capable of supporting himself. He took about $1 million down to Costa Rica. I'd agreed to let him do that so he could prove to himself that he can make a living. Wow. What the heck? Jennifer Brown. I'm from PA. Wow, that's... Let me see. Jennifer Brown's... Oh, Montgomery County. I'm in Montgomery County. No way, in Royersford. I'm like a half hour from there. It's literally, I'm not far from there at all. I'm like literally right there. It says, she was the body of missing Montgomery County mother, Jennifer Brown. I bet we have mutual friends. Was found wrapped in a plastic shallow grave in Royersford of Limerick Township. My grandpa lives in Limerick. It was partially buried. An industrial complex at 5th and Chestnut in Royersford. Oh my gosh, I'm sure Dave drives by there all the time because he if it's an industrial complex, if there's like a dump or anything over there, or a building place. That's crazy. They'll be transported to the coroner's office where an autopsy will be reported. I wonder if I have mutual friends. The Carol Baskin song. Yeah, it's so close. Like, that's literally not even a half hour from me. It's very close to me. I mean, this would be something like something I could dive into a little more because of the proximity of everything. That would be pretty cool. Let me see. Jennifer Brown. Does anyone know, like, the whole story of where that started? Directly across from a child's park. Wow. Oh, I seen her thing. That's crazy. That's so close to me. Maybe I'll see if I can hit some people up and get like the inside scoop on what might have happened. I'm sure I have mutual friends. Let me see. Is this her? Oh no, I don't think. I think that's someone with the same name. Hold on. I don't know. Oh, there she is. I think this is her. When did she go missing? This is her. Oh my gosh. All right, let me see. Friends. I have one mutual friend between us. My hubby probably has a bunch of mutual. She looks a little older than me. She has an 8-year-old son, Noah. Huh. Who is she with? Sorry, Dave's talking loud. I don't know what he's playing, but I hear him saying picking up spears off the ground. Oh, that's her son. Well, I'll definitely go into this a little more. I'll see if I can find out anything because I'm telling you, I have like this is so close to home to me. Between me and my hubby, we probably have a lot of mutual friends. I mean, like know people that know her. He definitely will because he lived closer to there than that. But I'll definitely look a little more into it for sure. Oh my gosh, he's so loud. No, I think he's playing. Well, he was playing Assassin's Creed Valhalla, but I'm thinking maybe he's playing Sea of Thieves now because he said boys. So if there's multiple players, he might be playing that. We've been playing that a lot lately out of boredom. Yeah, he's having a party all by himself in the kitchen with his friends on his headphones. But yeah, I'm going to deep dive into this tomorrow while I have some time. Actually, I'm going to the dentist tomorrow. I hate the dentist. Wish me luck, y'all. I hate the dentist so much. Like, you have no idea. I have like a whole ass mini meltdown before I go in there in my car. I'm like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. And then on Monday, the 23rd, yeah, I have to go to an oral surgeon and get a tooth removed. It's in like a weird spot, and the what's it called? He's playing on with a headset, but Sea of Thieves is where it's at. We were playing that last night, Cape Core, but we were getting mad because this guy was just chasing us around. I don't even know how he could see us, but like he chased us around the map the entire game, just being a pain in the ass. Grandma Sherry, she was the villain of 2020. Well, Carol Baskin, yeah, she was. And now her husband's alive and everyone's, she's still a villain in my eyes, though. Yeah, I'll definitely... You kicked your dentist when you were little? Oh, man. I might get there. Ask Dave to record you. No way. He's not going to be there. I'm going to be by myself. But I'm not going to be under any anesthesia. They're just going to numb my mouth. But if I was under anesthesia, I'd tell Dave to record me and I'd play it for y'all. It would be funny, but I got funny guests for my what's it called? My wisdom teeth. She still has big cats. Not a fan, right? Yeah, I'm not going under gas though, Randy man. So, but I'll have him record me probably talking all weird with a bunch of what's it called? Numbness in my lip and all that. I really just got to get a tooth pulled, so I didn't really need to go under. And if I was gonna go under, then I would have to go to a whole nother, like go twice. I know, Lisa. I still get scared though. I still get scared. I think they're good. They did my mouth before, so. All right, guys. Thank you for coming. Thank you for all the super chats. And I'll see what I can find out about this case because it's definitely close to home. I'm going to go ask hubby about it right now. See if he knows anyone connected. But have a good night, everyone. And I will be back. I'm going to have to try and cram probably like the next few days in as much as I can because on Monday I'll probably be out for like a day or two. I don't know. I mean, if it's just one tooth and I'm numb, I'll probably be out for like a day. All right. Good night, y'all. See ya.